Welcome back to part 2 of the loaded 3D embellishment book. A recap of these dies. These are from scrapdivadesigns.com. This is how I created this book. Part 1 will be located in the description below, so you can click on that link to head on over to that video. I'm starting off with filling the window box with a bag topper. As far as the bag topper, I am using an SVG file only because it's part of my stash, and this project was based on hitting your stash and mixing and matching your papers and collections, and so that's what I was able to do with this project. The spider web is a Scrap Diva die. Here it is right here. I will have that linked below as well. And Scrap Diva Designs also carries a purse die bag topper, and this is it here. It's almost the same, so if you like, you can pick that up. If not, you could use an SVG file like I did. And again, this one is for my stash, so I already had it, and since I am using this collection as well, I wanted to include it, and it was so much easier just to do that instead of die cut something out, or and so I just made it work. And so I'm going to go ahead and add the layers. So you do want a base, and then you want to add your layers on top of that base, and that's what I did here. And I'm going to start building on creating the bag topper. I'm going to start off with this web die set that I'm using. It's a spider web bow die set, and that will be linked below again. I wanted to cover the silver in that black pattern paper, so I did that with some vellum. Using some colored fun foam from Hobby Lobby, I'm using it to build up my layers on the bag topper. I'm going to start off with building up this web. It is an ephemera piece from my stash. I did some machine stitching on this ephemera piece just to add some more detail there. The broom is not going to be layered with fun foam, so I just glued it on flat. I'm also using that word piece, and I did do some stitching on that, as well as the ghost and the pumpkin. I used some foam to layer up the jack-o'-lantern and the ghost. A quick tip: if you decide to use the A2 size card box like I did here, be sure to keep mind of the depth of it, because you do not want to layer your embellishment and be so much more bigger that it doesn't fit into the box. I almost did that here. It is a little snug, however it fit, and I am happy with that. And so I was able to keep it at a minimal. And so all the layers that I usually do, so we created something very minimal, and I'm happy with the turnout with this. Another tip for creating bag toppers is to add a rosette. If you don't have enough ephemera pieces, you can use a rosette and then build from there, and it just turns out really nice and simple. After inspecting the bag topper, I noticed it needed more fun foam. The ghost was kind of lopsided, so it needed some more, and I added some to the back of the ghost as well as the back of the broom. Okay, here I was holding my breath. I was thinking to myself, please fit, just please fit for me, please. And it is snug, but it fit, and I was excited. I was cheering myself on here. So it looks so nice. I love the window. I love the size of it, and it just really makes the bag topper stand out. The next embellishment I would like to add are some flowers. So the 3D embellishment book comes with a set of flowers and some leaves, and I'm going to create some Halloween flowers with this. You will need some clay heishi beads. I picked these up from either Hobby Lobby or Michael's in the color black. I'm going to sandwich them in between the petals. You will also need a sequence of a bat. I intended to use a die cut, however, could not find my Scrap Diva Designs bat anywhere. They're small, so I lost it. I must have put it in another die, so it's somewhere. So if you have a die or if you have some sequins, you can use that as well. You can also use some stickers. If you have stickers, like foam stickers, you can use that as well. I'm also using some black flower stamens. You can pick them up from Amazon or anywhere flower stamens are sold. Start off with folding the flower stamen in half, as well as folding each petal for each flower up. And so both of the petals are facing up for all of the die cuts. I forgot to mention the bat. If you're using a sequence, use a hand circle punch to punch a hole right through that sequence. That way you can feed your flower stamen right through it. Next, sandwich a he/she bead right after that bat, then a flower petal, then a he/she bead, a flower petal, a he/she bead again, and then finally glue it all together. The last step for these flowers is to glue your flower to the leaves, and they're a 3-petal leaf, and I did die cut those out with some black glittered cardstock, and there's my flower. I made multiple flowers for the embellishment book. Here I'm packing up all of the bat flowers. I did cut out a piece of paper, added some machine stitching, also using the cell phone bags from Amazon. So real quick here, I'm just going to stuff the bag and include it in the book. So the next embellishment are witch hats. I'm using this die from Scrap Diva Designs. It will be linked below. I believe it's called a witch skull die set. But that will be linked below. So what you will need is some solid cardstock, pattern paper, and some foam. So I'm using foam for Hobby Lobby. You're going to also need some puffy stickers. So you could create this with any type of collection and just follow what I do here. What's not shown on film is I added some liquid glue to those puffy stickers just to hold them, making sure that it doesn't fall apart. Sometimes puffy stickers come apart. So here are the rest of them. I did my packaging already. That's all ready to go. And all I'm going to do is add a piece of foam to adhere the hat to the packaging. And that's it. And then I will add more to this packaging later on when all of my embellishments are finished. So everything that I make here is just going to be embellishments because I am done with that book, and now we're going to stuff it and load it up with so much goodies. So I got the flowers, now I have the hat, so there's and the bag topper. So next is the skull. This one is the same die that I used from Scrap Diva Designs. I'm also using this clothespin I picked up from Joann's, and I distressed it with a nail file. I used an electric one, but you are able to use a hand one, a manual one, or you could use some sandpaper or even your scissors. Sometimes you could use your scissors and just scratch it. All you need is a surface where the glue can grab onto, and that way it doesn't fall apart. So I'm layering up my skulls here, and what I'm using is solid cardstock, and I'm also using some glittered puffy foam. Also, it's fun foam from Hobby Lobby, and I die cut those two pieces, glue them together, and now instead of using the bow that came in the die set, I'm going to use the twine. I just wanted to do something different. I've already used this die before, and I wanted to just create something different. So these are clothespin embellishments, so clip embellishments, and I made 4 of them. Glue on the skull to the clothespin. I used Barely Arts liquid glue as well as some hot glue, and I'm hoping that the Barely Arts holds up. I've never used it this way. I always use glossy accents. However, I wanted to try that, so hopefully it holds up. And there are the rest of my embellishments. Aren't they cute in the packaging? They just look so cute. And so adding that to the embellishment book, and as you can see, it's coming along. So the next embellishment I'm making are some bows. So this die is also a new one. It's been released this month and you can pick it up at Scrap Diva Designs. I'm also using the spider bow set as well. And what I need from that set is the skull. So you are able to use both, or you can mix and match the two, and that's what I'm doing here. And so as far as the bow, you will need the base. You will also need the layering piece. You'd want something, a tool of some sort, to curl all of the bow die cuts, and that's what I'm doing here, just using a marker to do that. I did do some machine stitching on the layering pieces, and I am using hot glue to adhere my pieces. Here I am putting the bow together, so I flip it over and add some hot glue to the ends, and I start off with the base first and I curl it over my tool, my pen, aka pen marker. And so I do the same thing with the layering piece, and just be sure to add some glue where needed and use the tool as well for that. Next, I'm going to glue down the fishtail part of the bow. I'm also using hot glue. You're able to use liquid glue. I just needed something fast. Just about finished with the bow, adding the two pieces together that are left, and the bow is created. Usually I leave this part out, and I just wanted to include it this time around. And so let's go ahead and glue on these skulls. So as far as the skulls, you will need a background, which is the solid cardstock. You will also need some black foam, and then the white cardstock on top of that. As far as the eyes, I did cut out a little piece of glittered cardstock to include them in the eyes and the nose. And you will need some foam to adhere it to the bow, and here are my bows. So you do get two sizes in the die set, a small and a large. And then the skull, you can use stickers if you don't have the spider bow die set from Scrap Diva, so you are able to use stickers. Keep that in mind as well. I'm using some foam to adhere the bow to my packaging, and again, like all the other packaging, everything is all set and prepped, and I'm just adding it to the bag. And later on we will add other stuff. I'm not sure if I'm adding bag toppers or not at this point. I'm still figuring things out, and you will see that in a bit. Real quick, I have a discount code for you. It's V10% if you'd like to use that throughout the entire website at scrapdivadesigns.com. That's VEE10 and the percent sign. The book is coming together. I would like to add my next embellishment, which is the bow. And I decide I want the witch hats to be in front, and so I'm including the bows in the back. Later I will change that once I decide what else I want in this book. So everything is coming together very smoothly. I ran into Dollar Tree real quick for some M&Ms. I went to Rite Aid that day and they didn't have any, so I ran to Dollar Tree next door, grabbed some M&Ms, saw these clips and decided to pick them up. I thought they would look really good in this embellishment book. I have used the bat in the past. I know that one is it's been out for a while. I did do an embellishment book similar to this with the bat and other stuff. I will have that in the description below so you guys could take a look at that as well. Here we are at the next embellishment, a bag topper. I'm using a very simple technique for this bag topper. I am also using the alpha die set from Scrap Diva Designs. That will be linked below. Start off with die cutting some foam, as well as choosing your pattern paper for the alphas. As far as the measurements for the bag topper, they are 3 inches by 5 inches, and you score at 1.5 inches. And that's very simple technique for a bag topper, and then you could decorate as pleased. What I did do is just add a strip of a different type of pattern paper right on top. It's a bit smaller. It's probably about a little over 1/2 inch. And I did also do some machine stitching in orange. I'm also adding this black and white twine I picked up from Hobby Lobby for a bow. For Halloween, I don't know what it is, but I love to include twine and sometimes stamping. I like stamping for Halloween as well. So sometimes you'll see that every now and then. Here I'm adhering my alpha pieces to my bag topper, and that will slightly be over the twine as well, and that's okay. You just keep going. The bat that's behind the bag topper is a die for my stash. You are able to use an SVG file if you can't find something similar. Another suggestion is using jumbo confetti. The last embellishment is corner bookmark toppers. I've seen corner bookmarks all over the place and decided to create embellishments with that technique. I wanted something on my embellishment pack that wasn't going to take over the entire top of the packaging, and so I decided to do this. I thought it was pretty fun to create some of these. As far as the measurements, start off with a 2.5 inch by 4 inch piece of pattern paper, score at the 2 inch mark, and then rotate it and score at the 1 inch mark. So the 1 inch mark will be on the 4 inch side. And what you'd want to do is fold over all the score marks and then cut into a triangle. You're only going to cut one side first, and then followed by the other side second next, and then adhere all of it together. I completely forgot to film when adding all of my pieces to the bookmark topper, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do a tutorial separate video and show you guys how to create these. I haven't seen anyone make embellishment toppers like this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that in the next video. I also added a pick, and I created this using the Celebrate It cupcake picks, and what I did is just took out the toothpick and added a straw in there, and then clipped on the spider. This about just concludes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed everything I made for this. If you stayed this long, this is a giveaway, so if you'd like to be entered in this giveaway, which you will win everything in this 3D embellishment book, all you have to do is say I love Halloween in the comments, and all of the rules will be linked in the description. What you would have to do is like both videos, be a visible subscriber, 18 years of older, and also be a resident of the United States. And yeah, one comment only, and the winner will be picked very soon. And good luck, you guys. I hope somebody wins who really wants this. I included some plain corner toppers for whoever wins this. They can create their own and just embellish them and then add them to any project they'd like. So there's 3 of them. I tied them up with some twine and added an ephemera piece in front of it. And that is it, you guys. Be sure to visit scrapdivadesigns.com. Also American Crafts. I did use the Hey Pumpkin collection, some bits and pieces of it by Crepe Paper, which is made by American Crafts. So be sure to visit them. I will have them linked below as well, and any other links that you need will be linked below. Next video, I will be making corner bookmark toppers, so stay tuned. All the Halloween vibes will be included, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.